GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. Action, Dabatola, Toki in the zone. Breaking down the latest, straight to your phone. From Web 2 shifts to Web the waves. News, deep dives, hot takes for days. Tech's evolving, the world's in spin. Markets move, let's lock it in. Gen Z's here, no time to snooze. Tune in now, get the news. GM. Wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show.
GM, everyone, and welcome back. Toki, how you doing this morning?
GM, my guy. Pretty good this morning. Not too shabby. Could be a bit better, but we'll see how the day goes. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the rest of the different lives that we have going on, because my StreamYard is telling me that some of them are up and some of them are down. So you tell me.
No, over here it looks like they're all up. I think everything's going out to all different channels. We're on YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Arena Social, and of course on X on Gen Z's accounts. So we're all over the place. Action. We'll see if he has time to jump in today. We've pretty much been playing catch up from Vegas. It's been nonstop with work, and I know he has to button a few things up, but we got this going, and then next we're gonna have a space actually about an hour after we're done here talking about AI, right?
Yeah, so we'll have this, and then we'll have the Prism intermission.
Oh,
we'll call it the Prism intermission. It's just the Prism Alpha Hour, because it's actually pretty fun if you ever get the chance to go over there. A lot more about the Cosmos ecosystem. I don't know how much you've ever been a part of that one. And then we'll be diving into AI for all. It's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure.
Nice. And right now, I mean, looking at Bitcoin, because that is sort of what we were talking about, our title here, about 125K is inevitable, but is there a catch? And I think there's a few things that could either make that happen quicker or could slow that down. Right now, we're pretty strong, over 100 at 105. And to be honest, I'd love to see us shoot up to 125. Going into the summer, I have my doubts, but I think a couple variables could be such as, the Fed. And if we have a rate cut, I think that is one huge variable. So I'm looking out for that.
Now, quite frankly, man, do you actually think there's going to be a rate cut, a significant rate cut?
Significant? No.
Rate cut?
No. Significant? No. But any sort of cut, I guess
you'll take anything, right?
No. Look, I think everyone who's in crypto is like, whatever is gonna pump my bags at this point. Like rate cut, whatever. Just let's get things moving. I still have, just slight hesitation because of just the economy and the global economy. And when I I don't want to say discard crypto, but I don't think about, that. I just think about my friends and people and what they're doing from their day-to-day jobs, how if they're taking vacations, if they're spending, if they're staying in more, what their sentiment is just in general. They don't, a lot of them don't have money to invest. There's like,
See, this is what I was talking about yesterday.
maybe one person that I know who reached out to me saying, I've managed to save up some money and I'm trying to make some smart decisions, like not financial advice, but pretty much Bitcoin. I believe if you're going to go into one thing and you're sort of not having your finger on the pulse day to day, probably best to just DCA into Bitcoin. Right. But yeah, outside of that, no one really that I know is have money to invest. They're just sort of,
Retail
I don't want to say paycheck to paycheck, but not as comfy as they were.
They're like they're basically paycheck to paycheck, because whatever they have left is probably sliding into savings at this point, or into some small amount of investment. Like it's pretty much paycheck to paycheck. There's not a lot of room for cushion for a
I guess
lot
if
of
anything,
people in retail right now.
if people have a little extra, you might be putting it over into like a savings account just in case, expecting that, the way things are now, that you could be tapping it sooner rather than later, as opposed to taking it and
I
locking
literally
it up.
just had to do that.
Yeah, and as opposed to taking that money and putting it into an exchange or buying something or investing, regardless, stocks, crypto, whatever it is, because there's more steps to getting to your money. If it's in your savings account, you're like, well, maybe I won't touch it because it's not there, but I need it. Let me use it. Buffer.
You never know what's going to happen. That's why there is something to be said about having like a good safety net and all of this. Now, I will say my safety net was crypto, because I did pay for all of my truck repairs in crypto. And then I got, my rewards in Bitcoin. So I'll still take that over some of the alternatives. Like, I'm not trying to say, like, me personally, I'm not trying to keep a bunch of money in the bank anymore. There's too many ways that I can be making money off of my own money for me to be keeping it in the bank. It just, sure, I will keep some funds there because like some bills are just easier paid that way. That's fine and dandy. Until I get everything transferred over to crypto, this works for me.
I think most of more recent for me is definitely going, I don't want to say like, well, it's going into crypto, not in the long-term invest. Like, yes, I'm DCAing, I still am investing, but more so, on my day-to-day life where you use fiat, right, for things. I have more ways to off-ramp and spend crypto or have it convert so I could instant settle. So now I'm starting to hold things where I'm like, all right, well, I have some stables and okay, I have this, and I'm using it at different times for purchases. And I'm also getting, rewards on that, but I'm not.
Stables is probably one of the best ways right now. At least personally, that's where I've been going.
And it's not, so I'm not just taking it and like off ramping it to my bank account, then using my bank account to pay my bills, or I'm just avoiding that now in a lot of my transactions, and just the crypto that I'm getting paid in or making, I'm actually just
GM, sir.
Yeah, GM. I'm actually just using and spending. And now I'm pretty psyched because I have another debit card coming to me in the mail. It should be here in the next week or two. And that's going to make life even easier, because it's just going to, I'm just going to send stuff to my wallet, and then I'm just going to use my card, either use it or just pull money out. And
that's kind of what I'm doing right now. It's nice.
Yeah, the fees on that card on the Ultimo card is like near to nothing, and it works just quick. So I'm looking forward to
impressive.
That's gonna make things a lot easier. As the market, let's just say we have a big altcoin season, or let's just say the economy turns around the next 6 months overall, things just get crazy in crypto across the board. When you're trying to take money off or out, generally these big exchanges like Coinbase happen to have an issue. Something happens, accounts get paused or frozen, and prove your identity again. And it tends to throw a hiccup in a lot of people's plans. So I'm trying to be as prepared as possible, test various different cards out, and have ways that no one is going to get in between me and the crypto and the money that I made, and being able to use it. So I'm going to be extra cautious, have several cards, several ways to off ramp, and multiple exchanges. And if one starts acting weird, use the next.
I mean, I've also made it pretty much so that there are like multiple ways to off ramp now, multiple different cards. It just seems safer to have these options, because you don't want to be like stuck. You don't want to be in a situation where all your money is behind some weird protective central exchange. You don't want to get locked out.
So Blue says he's paying his gas and electric at a mailbox, etc. store with cash, and there are multiple places that do this. When we were in, we were in Vegas. Rico from XPX, I think, is unrolling
Rico
now.
Moneybags.
Yeah, he's unrolling a non-KYC bill pay option. So you could just, so all your bills, as long as you have the account number and, I guess the name on the account, you could just send it. Technically, I guess you wouldn't be paying other people's bills, but there's no KYC. So you just put the account number, whatever, I guess. And, I don't know the exact steps, but you could do that. So I need to look into that, because then next thing you know, you could do that. The only issue I have right now with some of that is that I write off these expenses. I write off like my home office and expenses. So if it's being paid anonymously, then I can't write it off because I didn't pay it. So they're going to get me one way or the other. They're going to get you. But for your normal stuff, if you're not running a business and you got to pay your stuff, then why not? You're right, Toki?
Yeah, I was about to ask, what does Bonnie pay? But then I was like, maybe he'll say something else in there.
But no, there's some cool people doing different, things like this with these debit cards or bill pay, and we're seeing more of them. We actually know a bunch of founders and people involved in them, so that's kind of good to have access to get that info.
Where would you separate the line between non-KYC paying and actually just paying out your bills so that you can do your tax reductions?
So if you don't have like home office expense or LLC or some sort of associated expense like that, then your normal person who's just investing and doing the day-to-day, I don't think you could write off your electric bill or your other stuff or different things. You know what I mean? So in that case, if you just happen to be holding crypto and you need to spend your crypto without, hypothetically, this isn't financial advice or accounting advice or any of that other stuff. Hypothetically, if you had crypto in a wallet and you sent it and did non-KYC bill pay, those bills would get paid. So you would not have to pay them. And your crypto wouldn't be taxed. But if you have a home office or a business or something along those lines, and you're writing off your internet bills, you're writing off part of your electricity or square footage for a home office or insurance and things like that, then I guess depending on your accounting methods and how much crypto you have, you'd have to figure out if it's worth paying and not writing off, or paying legitimately and writing off. It's just going to be where the source of income comes, I believe, to pay that. So if you're getting it already from taxable income and then you're paying those bills and then writing it off, I think that's one thing. If you're paying with off-ramping crypto, having to pay taxes and then pay it, so I think it's a per situation, and you have to talk to like a financial professional They're not going to tell you to dodge taxes, but ultimately, when you're not doing non KYC and paying stuff, you're not looking probably to pay taxes on that crypto, and otherwise you wouldn't care if it knows your name and your transactions like a lot of the exchanges do. So we got, let's see, Palau ID, UltimoPay, XPX Bill Pay, loophole of all loopholes. Pretty much. I mean, I think that if somebody's really digging, I think, most of the stuff is going to be revealed. But I mean, what's going on now with foreign digital residencies and a lot
It's
of
a bit
these
difficult,
things,
yeah.
It's real loose. I mean, you got to look like even down to people who are doing like play to earn games and various things across, like, what are they going to go after every kid now who was tapping on the screen and just farmed a bunch of money and then flipped it into like maybe a meme coin or something? I mean, this is a whole new thing. I have a feeling that a lot of stuff just gets grandfathered in, and then there's bigger kind of regulations in place, and then maybe we have just like kind of how they do the collectibles for NFTs, and sort of. I don't think anyone really knows how to fully approach it, because there's always going to be some sort of exception.
No, that's fair. There's a lot of different.
Hey, but in the meantime, Bitcoin go up, crypto go up, profits get taken, and use one of these debit cards to allow me to have one less.
You're still here for the loopholes at the end of the day. You're okay with them being
No,
out there.
of course no. But the thing, I think, specifically with the debit card for me in this situation is I'm eliminating a couple steps in between, right? So let's just say I have Bitcoin in a wallet. I could send it from that wallet to the wallet from my card, then go out and spend money on card, take money off of card, right? Otherwise, I'd have to go from there through an exchange and then either use their card if they have one, possibly. And in that, depending on the type of card it is, like Gemini's a credit card. So you can't just move your crypto from your wallet there into the credit card. You have to move it and sell it into your bank account, and then use your bank account to pay the credit card. It's actual credit card. Whereas like crypto.com and I think Coinbase, and maybe there's a few others, are more of top-up cards. So you still have to like move the crypto over and sell it and kind of preload it, right? So I think that for me on the straight debit card, it's a little bit less of a step. There's less likely of the chance of.
What do you mean you have to sell it and preload it?
So like a top-up card,
Coinbase?
like well, I don't have the Coinbase one, but crypto, I believe it's similar to crypto.com.
Because like for my Coinbase card, I just choose which crypto that I own to pay with.
Okay, so that might be different than how I used my crypto.com card, because you have to top it up. So then you would just select from your crypto or whatever in your wallets, or I think there's USD and other ways, and then you top up and preload the card. And then you can spend it that's preloaded.
Mine's essentially like a debit card.
So yours might work more similar to than like the UltimoPay one. It's just whatever's in your Coinbase wallets, you can just choose where it's coming from or where it pulls from when you take out, right?
Yeah, so I get to choose which cryptocurrency I want to use. Like right now I have it selected as USDC because that just makes sense. It's essentially like using cash.
So that would be the same thing with this, except, like I just have, so that actually is much similar to a straight debit card like the one I got.
Okay.
I didn't get a Coinbase card because I thought it was like more similar to a top-up card. So I was just going to wait. I've been on the fence about getting it. And then I put my name on, I think, the wait list for the MetaMask card, because I believe that was another one that was very similar to, if you have anything in MetaMask, then you could just use the card. So I wanted stuff exactly that. I wanted off-ramp solutions that avoided exchanges and avoided multiple stops. Like, I don't have to go here and sell it to move it somewhere else. It's in this wallet or the wallet associated. Sell at market value, do whatever you got to do, but let me get my money out right there from that. So hopefully, Watch. We're gonna talk in a couple months. I'm gonna have all
GM
of them.
Harley.
What up, Harley? Good luck, man. I just saw. Yo.
Yeah, I just saw his fight announcement
Oh,
too. See, he uses Coinbase card every day as well. I'm right there with you, buddy. It's a
you know
good
what?
way to do it.
I'm just gonna get it because I've had a Coinbase account forever. So why not just have the
Dude,
card
yeah.
too?
Definitely
And
worth it.
I'm just gonna collect them all.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What?
Hold up. Wait. Hold on a second. See, this is what I need to know because I will upgrade my computer and just get it more on par because this is a few years old. And I will go in there and I will mop servers up. If seriously, if they're paying $10 to $20 a game in Bitcoin, I might. I'm sorry, you guys might not hear from me for like 12 hours a day. I'll just be destroying it.
Hey man, send me the invite. I'm right there with you.
He
Like, let's
charges
go.
and sends his address, so he's just like a ringer. Like they're like, hey, yo, we need you on the team. They send him some money. He goes in and just comes in and like carries the weight of the team. Oh God, that'd be amazing. I need to look into this. We're gonna talk offline. I'm gonna also get a Coinbase card, and being that I have, it's not shared right now, but I have the browser shared. I'm gonna go in the background here.
We switching?
Not yet. I want to
Oh,
pull
okay.
up. I want to pull up this tweet that about Harley's fight here.
That'll be Crypto Fight Week. Is what you're looking for.
There we go.
But boom.
All right, let's share this. All right, I just saw this brightener. Oh shit! What did I do? I clicked on it here. It just did. All right. Well, I woke up bright and early this morning. You know what? I'm going back then. Hey.
It all works out. It's fine.
Yes.
Continue.
No.
I'm here for it.
No, I was up bright and early. I'm going through the feed, and then I see this, and I was like, whoa. Wait, this is like, a week and a half away, like less than that. This is,
6
and
days.
this is over, I believe, in the Philippines, right?
That's where Manila is.
This is insane. So Harley, well, the thing is, Harley stays in shape. He's been working out. He's been fighting. He's been looking for fights. So to take
7 days notice
and to jump in with a week notice, he's making it happen. He's going up against Grimace.
I mean, finally.
This is
finally. This is only like the 4th or 5th time or something, Harley, that you've been trying to fight this man. So
the only thing upsetting about this is that I'm not going to be there.
I mean, you could get there. I don't know how. Probably.
I mean, I could. It's possible, but I'm sorry. With all the traveling, that's a bit much right now. Other side of the globe, but respect to Harley. 7-day notice, taking that. Probably going to be flying out in a couple days from now to get ready for this and be out there. I'll definitely be watching the stream.
Oh yeah,
and this is going to be a good one.
I don't know, man. Maybe we just try and look for 2 tickets real quick and try and just bump out a corner,
I can't get out of town. I'd get in trouble. I gotta spend my birthday here, and it'll be nice to be home for a little bit, to be honest.
No, that is true. That is true, especially after the runaround that you've been through.
I'm still like catching up on, like, my voice is still a bit harsh, still a little exhausted.
Drink more water.
Work to do. Yeah,
you'll be fine.
That's what this is.
Sure it is.
That's all that's going on.
We believe you.
But no, this is going to be awesome. Harley, stoked to watch this, and I wish you the best of luck. And yeah, this is going to be good.
No, I'm definitely excited for it. It's been as he said, it's been a long time coming. Man, the fact that it's going to be a CFN fight, I'm pretty interested. I want to see how many rounds that they're going to be allowed to go. I don't really know how many that they actually allow. Because like whenever we were at the last CFN, it seemed different between all the different fighters as far as like how many rounds they were allowed to go.
I'm getting up early. 6:30. So 5:30 for me. I will do it. Well, actually, if it starts at 5:30, that means they might not be fighting. It might be a little bit later, like a half hour more later. So
Oh,
I'm not going to
thank you,
gamble with
Harley.
it.
It'll be 3 2-minute rounds.
All right.
It's definitely it. So from what I remember, the ring there is a little bit smaller in comparison too. So it'll be interesting. I want to see. I want to see how this goes. It's
Smaller in comparison to what? To other rings, to the
pit.
KZ pit, to the pit. I wonder. I mean, I wonder as far as like excluding the walls, on an angle.
I mean,
I
yeah, right
wonder what
off the bat, you have to exclude the walls, so you're just losing like a good portion.
It seemed when I saw it the last time. I think you're right. It seemed to maybe it's a tiny bit smaller, but I mean, the perception with the walls there makes things look a lot bigger, too. So
Okay, that's fair. We'll have to. I guess we'll see. We shall see.
So,
Oh,
let's see
whoa.
Hmm?
They're putting it up in the middle of the Philippines Blockchain Week Conference Center.
Oh, wow. So that's like front and center in I liked in Singapore where everyone was in the conference. Like they're in the, or same with Austin, where you're not going somewhere else, where pretty much the conference ended at like, 5:00. Maybe people got some food, but you could just go right over and into the event. And it's all in the same complex. That was nice. All those events did extremely well. Worked well in Singapore too. So this should be good. But
I'm definitely excited. Definitely excited.
Look at this. This is kind of funny. Looks like we're in the clear. It's been more than 3 days from Vegas and no signs of COVID. Was worried as everyone was talking about massive increases in case. So
was that actually a talk out there?
I didn't hear much of it. My girlfriend, when I came back, said that there was talks of increased cases of COVID. I forget who it was. Somebody said they weren't feeling well and they thought it might be COVID. And I was at an event with them, but I mean, I'm fine. I'm trying to think who was saying that. I'll have to look through my chat. But once I find out, I'm going to follow up. But no, as far as I know, I haven't got all the messages like, oh, I'm sick and whatnot. Everyone that I've been messaging is just back doing their thing, working, which is quite amazing considering this is like the largest conference, I think, pretty much ever for crypto, 35 or 40,000 plus people. And then I know there was a ton of people who just went, who didn't even go into the conference, who just went to all the different side events. So
that is true. That is true. There were several people who did not even remotely go into the conference hall. They said it wasn't worth it for them based on the amount of people that were in the area. They didn't think that they could get around. They didn't think they could get to the booths they wanted to. Or, actually, I won't give names. Someone who did attend, they attempted to get to several different booths, but because of how busy it was, it was just nigh impossible to get someone's time. And if you did, it was just like it felt very, very rushed. Like no one felt like they could like relax and have a good conversation. So industry day was probably the only day that people had those better conversations.
Yeah, if you wanted to have a good conversation, it was on Thursday. And even Thursday, I was going around going, wow, this is really busy for a Thursday. Like it would take a lot of effort to cover and get those conversations because a lot of people were already tied up in conversations. And a lot of the people, like more of the project founders and those might have been there on that Thursday. So people know that trying to, get access, but not there on what's it called? The next day, excuse me, Tuesday, not there on Wednesday and Thursday, So, I mean, look, we had a couple interviews planned and just because of how busy it is and the times of speaking schedules and things, they've had to been moved completely around. It wasn't going to happen there. It's just too busy. Only a few booths had areas where they actually windowed or blocked off so that they could have conversations.
Oh no.
And then you're looking and there's just all these people who are trying to have it as well. But yeah, no, the industry day was your best bet. So anybody trying to get those and who are planning to go next year where tickets are still cheap, you might as well just get that now. And you know, another reason I think the other reason is that like this year, I think it got extra busy because look, I told a whole bunch of people when we found out about the free festival passes, but there was like a glitch in the matrix where that Vegas site just had like, I don't know how many tickets they were able to do for free, but as far as I know, it didn't get shut down. Everyone was just using it. So if you just found that site or Googled or got tipped off on it, it was like a $600 or $500 ticket for free.
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
See, Blue had the whale pass this year. He's going to do the industry pass. I'm wondering like the extra, I guess it went up to about $7 or $8 grand. Like, are those steaks really worth it? Like, how many steaks could you eat in 3 days to justify it? See, you would know this because you buy like cattle.
I mean, to maximize the amount of money that you'd be getting out of steak, you'd probably be going for like filet mignon. And even then, you're still not going to be able to eat like a couple $1,000s worth in 3 days. Unless that's like the only thing that you're doing while there is just eating steak.
It's just eating?
Yeah.
You're like one of those food people that like to do the challenge.
But bro, like your jaw's gonna, you'll probably have like actually insanely good jaw muscles by the end of that, but your jaw will also probably hurt because of the sheer amount of beef that you'd have to eat.
No, God, that'd be. Yeah, I don't know. Unless it's just given like a whale pass for free, I can't justify spending thousands of dollars on tickets. I'll be honest; it's like hard to just even. I've been very fortunate to not spend money on these passes, but if I had to, I'd probably be one of them. Like, I'll see you at the after parties, you know, because that's where a lot of the stuff happens. A lot of the networking happens, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Regardless of how much money you might make in crypto, I don't know. Just my roots tell me that like $8,000 is expensive for any sort of ticket. You know, there's like a limit to which I'll pay for things just because it's just not my natural. It's not any part of my lifestyle. I've been too long on this earth to not think it wasn't weird to spend an absurd amount on something like that. That's just me.
No, I'm kind of right there with you. I don't necessarily make those types of purchases, so.
If I like won the lottery or something like ridiculous, then I might be like, oh, okay. But even then, it just seems weird.
If Bitcoin hits 1 million, I know you'll have one or two of those moments.
Yeah, but even that is almost what 1%, or what is it? You know, like I'm trying to think of like is it really worth that much? Like that's the thing. Like there's got to be the expense of something, regardless of how much money I make or have. The expense of something has to be worth what I'm paying for. Just because I have a lot of money doesn't mean I should be spending a lot of money if I don't get something that isn't worth it. You know, that's where I think it needs to have real value. So I don't think $8,000, and just as my opinion, this isn't me like talking crap, but for me, that's just the value behind it is not worth it in the realm of what I see. You know, and we see these prices go on sale and there's discount codes and the other stuff. So I ain't jumping in. We'll see what happens.
I mean, how many passes do you get with the whale pass? Is it like 10?
10?
Is it 10? Like how many regular passes do you get with the whale pass?
I don't know, but you could go to that Vegas site and get them all for free. Regular passes. And what? It's like you get a whale pass, and even if you had 10 regular passes to bring your boys, you're like, hey, guess what, guys? Why don't you just wait right here? I'm going to go in here and have a steak real quick.
It's one, Dodger? One?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it's just that you buy a whale pass. It's a whale pass for you. That's it. You just get access to stuff.
No, it's not that much access. It's not 8K worth of access.
I guess that will be the ongoing debate. I'm with you though on that.
Like, sure, you get a whale room, and I
A
guess
whale room.
like it's the whale room.
Oh,
You get
the
to,
little area. Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
And I guess sure you can talk to other people who wanted to also spend that much money. But even Dodger's like, yeah. Yeah, it's not worth 8K. There's just not enough intrinsic value in that.
even if Bitcoin's at 125K, like we were saying, that's inevitable. Yeah, I don't think no, it's not worth it. Probably not at $1 million either. Just got to have some real value there. But I guess speaking
If it
of
comes with like
Bitcoin
a
here,
crazy goodie bag and there's like a
yo,
bunch of
wait,
like
unless
extra
that
amazing stuff that comes with it that like
unless that goodie
literally you're
bag
paying.
has a Bitcoin in it, you know what I mean? Unless it has $8,000 worth of Bitcoin in the bag, too, then yeah. Huh?
We won't put that up, Dodger, but thank you.
He's like, guess what I found out? Especially when the one day you had all Secret Service crawling all over the place because of Vance. There was 25,000 people waiting to get in. So look at this. Like Harley's like, yeah, look at for that price, there'd be a meet and greet with Satoshi. Exactly. Needs to show himself, meet everyone, hand out some free crypto. Really.
Hey guys, here's some Bell's coin.
Hey, if you're like our homie, he was talking about this for forever, and then all of a sudden, like, he must be doing very well because
He must be doing very well.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So someone was asking, yeah, let's go with some of the questions. I like talking with everyone. That Trump wallet thing was fake, right? I believe so. And the funny thing is I will try to pull up the tweet and then we could share it. I think it was from Eric Trump, right?
Was it?
He called out. Yes, here we go. This is nice. So, Eric Trump calls out Magic Eden. And the thing is I don't think Magic Eden was promoting that. Like, they were just telling the news. There's been many other people, but this is the one he saw. And he said, this is not authorized by Trump. And that's the organization's. Magic Eden and I would be extremely careful using our name in a project that's not been approved and is unknown to anyone in our organization. So the Trump organization is shooting this down, but this was all over yesterday and into yesterday pretty much and a little bit into today. But of all people that get called out, it's Magic Eden who just regurgitating the news. I saw tons of people mention this, and I think that's kind of funny. So yes, it appears to be fake, and I'm not even going to go to the website. But I'm curious at where that rabbit hole could lead you.
Oh,
if it is
boy.
fake, right? So,
oh boy, yeah. No, that's a tough one.
I give credit where credit's due here because for them to be very much on it, I think it was probably within an hour or so that there was messages coming out from the Trumps and associated people that it wasn't real or that they're not behind it. So it's good that, to get the message out and make it clear. It's unfortunate that so many big accounts jumped on it and started tweeting it out. And look we're getting some more things that Blue's saying he thinks that there's a Trump token and some and for the Trump team, and then there's Trump memes, and they're two different things. So there's a Trump token, which is the Trump team, and then there's I don't know if there's been rumors for the last 2 or 3 weeks of another token or something launching, but nothing has transpired. We've seen, what Trump's at the not the president, but at Bitcoin Vegas, their staff. I mean, somebody took a picture of J-Chains in the jacket there and sent it right to Trump. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But I'm wondering where this wallet goes. But this is fake, so don't follow that. The whole point was to show that it's fake, not to highlight the website.
I think the weirdest part is that it's pinned. It's Magic Eden's pinned tweet.
That does make it a little bit more strange here. Look at that, 105, kind of holding right here. So to get this to 125, do you think a rate cut will get us there? Do you think a rate cut in itself will give enough of a jump start to push this up?
I'm sorry, I started looking into the comments. One of them,
I can't see them all, unfortunately.
Yeah,
no, I mean, like, it's just probably glitched out on my side.
No, X has definitely been kind of wonky lately. But one of the comments is a screenshot of the @Trump Wallet app and its account suspended. And the person at the top is saying it's not too late to delete this.
It's not too late to delete it.
And then, yeah,
wait, where is this on?
Eric Trump actually has made quite a few statements about this. This is rough. This is actually on the post from Magic Eden.
All right, so let me so dig in deeper to that.
Yeah, this isn't looking good. No one from their team has addressed anything. And it says the Trump wallet is powered by Magic Eden.
Ooh.
In the tweet.
This is the final post in this thread. Hold on. So you're digging through this. So they're supporting this. But this... now this has me scratching my head even more. Because if they're saying they're not involved and there's nothing about... Yeah, like, look at this is the first thing to say hacked.
Yeah, like this is all kinds that doesn't look good. Like Eric Trump explicitly stating that he's not part of this. Like that's that one right there. Yeah.
Well. I wonder if yeah, I wonder if it's a hack on the Twitter. But you would think that there'd be some sort of message out or they'd get their account back.
You'd think that someone from their team would say something, yeah.
Well.
This does oh man. This just doesn't look good.
Zero and everyone just talking smack. Like scammers.
And that's the thing, Magic Eden's still posting.
You're being sued by Trump org soon. Look at this. This is all right. Let's just go.
They're saying yes, it's real.
They're saying it's real, but Trump's like it's not real. Oh man, please tell me this is like they signed a contract with like someone else who has the name Trump. You know, like it's like John Smith, and they signed with the wrong Smith. You know, like some silly sort of like they got duped. Yes, it's real.
So there is the Trump token, and there's Trump memes, just as Dodger said. So Trump meme,
here's Trump memes.
I don't know, man. This one's
yes, it's real.
This is
look at this. Look at Ashley puts this is hilarious. Trump has nothing to do with Trump. Also Trump. Hopefully this gets resolved peacefully.
I mean, some of these are clearly AI comments mixed in.
These are great, though. I like this. It's weird. I believe Magic Eden in their word over Eric Trump. So everyone, if you're just tuning in, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we don't know what's going on right now. But no, this is in this situation, what do? I just stay far away. I mean, it seemed sort of weird to begin with. I'm like, all right. And I have enough wallets anyways. So problem solved for me. We're getting called out about checking the chart yesterday and we didn't.
Oh, the Laudio chart.
Hold on. Let me go pull it up in something else. What was it? Which one?
Laudio? Loud?
Yeah. Where is it? Is this it? No. I'm looking for the market cap, but I can't find it right now. This must be it right here. No. Sorry, I'm like off screen checking. I gotta find the contract then. Give me a second. As we find this.
It's on Dex Tools.
I just got a whole bunch that I pulled up, so I was just gonna make sure it's the right one before. I mean, there's like a whole bunch with like 3K market cap and all right, I got the contract now. All right. So this has to be it. Let's put this up. So I think this is what you were talking about. Laudio, I got this off their correct me if I'm wrong, but I got this off their X account and got the contract off of it, sitting at just under 3 million market cap. When did this come out? Oh, just a couple days ago, 4 days ago. As high as 32. It held pretty good, but I don't know. You got that Solana chart. But the thing is, I saw so many people pushing this. I need to go back into my feed and see who's still behind it or what's going on. The volume, 25K is probably dropped down significantly. Liquidity, I'd like to be honest, I'd like to see it a little bit closer to, at least 300,000, 300K. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't been in the trenches in a minute. I need to get my finger back on the pulse a little bit. The thing is there hasn't been a lot offhand that has looked really, really good to me. And I've just been out of the trenches. Bitcoin always looks good though. 105. That's nice. No, but to get this to like 125, where was it? I was trying to see like there's something where, Trump was saying about he wants to see interest rates. He wants to see them cut. So, and he's being that it hasn't happened yet is definitely pissing him off. I think if we get that, if we see the Fed do that, Powell does that, I think we'll get some sort of jump. We'll get a little pop. I don't necessarily think it brings us to 125K. But it could be the trigger of something. We definitely need more businesses coming in. And there was a couple other articles. Where was it? So right now, I guess there's 61 publicly listed companies that hold pretty much 3% of the Bitcoin supply. This is actually, when I didn't read through this. I just saw the title and I opened it, quickly just looked at this. I was taken off because I figured I think that there was like maybe 10, maybe a dozen, right? I couldn't even name that many. There's ones that I always hear like, oh, they want to put Bitcoin on their books or something. And then, there's ones that like Tesla has some and a few others. But to know that 61 and it equals this much percentage of the supply already, and everyone keeps saying we're early. The reason I see us getting to 125, even if, excuse me, our friends and our neighbors and we're all living paycheck to paycheck and we're not buying it. I see that this 61 companies easily becomes 120 companies, and other ones that aren't publicly traded, that privately owned, that have a lot, that are saying, you know what, maybe it's better that we hold 5%, 10%, 2%, 20% of our cash in Bitcoin, or ETFs, or something, something geared toward our asset class here. So I could see this jumping up, and I think that's what really would drive that price higher. I don't think the me and you and the everyday friends of ours are going to all ape in and FOMO in the next 6 months and push this thing, that much, that high. I'm sure people will get FOMO and jump in and get in. I don't think it will be the driving cause of the price going up. So, but this is pretty cool to see, so we're going to see a lot more of that. What else do I have here? So this is just like, this is one of the 61. Look at, they have near a half a billion in Bitcoin. They're on the NASDAQ, and this is healthcare. So it doesn't matter the sector or the company. People are buying Bitcoin.
Well, so one quick thing to mention here. You're only looking at companies.
Yeah.
You're not even looking at governments.
Yeah, we're just looking, you're right, at companies. We could probably, do a search and see how many countries have put Bitcoin on their books or invested in, and you'll have all those, and those are growing at a fast rate too. And especially with the US's tone switching and changing, I feel like that allows a lot of other countries that might have been on the fence, that are sort of waiting to see like what the US and some others are going to do first. And when now we're leaning that way, now they're like, okay, we could jump in. So I think there was a few countries, like I believe, was it Pakistan might be one, that although I think for citizens, crypto isn't very easy to invest in, I believe, but the government is now about to ape in, or has started. I believe that was one of them.
I don't know if that's, you'd have to check the 61 companies to see if that's included, because they do hold a bunch on there, and if that's included, then that doesn't mean too much overall for the other 61 companies.
Well, still, you got to think of how, like, MicroStrategy has that money glitch where they just keep like leveraging themselves and then buying more Bitcoin and whatnot. Hold on.
No, you're right.
I saw a tweet about it, but let me find. Let me see how I could do this.
And Dodger, they don't have to worry about whether or not they're going to hold when the panic selling happens. The panic selling is going to be all the retail people that are terrified. So more often than not, the companies are going to be fine.
So I saw this in a tweet earlier.
Reflexive Ponzi loop.
So it says, 1, issue debt or equity. MicroStrategy issues debt or equity to buy Bitcoin. 2, the buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin, pushing Bitcoin's price higher. 3, MicroStrategy's market cap increases. BTC rise inflates MicroStrategy's market cap. 4, attract the retail investors. Market cap increase attracts index funds and sheep investors. Ouch. 5, issue more equity. MicroStrategy issues more equity to buy even more Bitcoin. Then 6, the reflexive loop repeats, and the cycle repeats until it breaks. What do you think of? I don't know exactly if that's the right way to phrase some of these steps per se, but what do you think? This is like a FUD campaign probably out there, but I saw this, and you can see who created. You go to their Twitter account if you really want, Jacob Kinge or whatnot. Look at fun facts about Saylor. Obviously, he's not a fan. Ranked #1 loser in entire world during .com
yeah,
bubble.
rough one.
faced massive accounting fraud scandal in the 2000s. Stocks price plunged 99%. There was stock definitely down. That it did crash down. Involved in several tax fraud scandals from 1989 to 2023. Owes $25 million to DOC. So I don't know the accuracy of all this. I just saw this, and it's sort of like the joke that MicroStrategy just could like buy Bitcoin and then like borrow against it and like just keep buying it. And they're just doing this over and over. It doesn't even matter the price at which Bitcoin is. So I don't know what everyone's thoughts are, but
no, that's definitely what it seems like. Like someone's got to stop, or it will just break in the worst way possible. And a lot of people who invested are just going to get burned.
I just wish there was a money glitch for us to accumulate mass amounts of Bitcoin.
Oh, it's easy. You just have more money, and then the more money you have, the more money you can create.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we talked about 125, and look, I guess obviously Outlook's always split, but one person sees a surge to 140, and someone else doesn't, of course.
Where's dominance going to go, though? Where? To what? For what?
Does it go anywhere, or just does it, what's the word where it dissipate? Just like it
dissipates?
Yeah, like it doesn't necessarily go into other crypto. Like, all right, let's just say times are tough this summer and slow.
Dodger.
Right? Do people sell? Do people say, instead of investing and it going into other altcoins and other things and AI or whatever, do they just say, hey, you know what? I actually need to pay some bills, or I need to pay my car off, or I need to do this or that or whatever, and sell off some of the stuff that they have and actually get shaken out over the summer. And therefore, instead of like, and that's, and I don't know how much retail leaving would throw dominance off, because of how big of a presence like BlackRock and these companies are. It would really depend on, if you have lots of sell-offs, are they going to buy, or companies going to buy the dips there? So but I don't know if like, look, what was it, BlackRock moved a bunch of money over into Ethereum the other day. Didn't necessarily, it wasn't enough to
move the price.
to do anything really. But you're right. Where will that dominance go? I think we just get stagnant for a bit. That's just my opinion. I think,
and if it gets stagnant, then we're gonna see the price drop.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do you think it drops to?
You never 70? Know. If it does,
no.
Let's do
it. If it does, I'm buying. Straight up. If we see prices like that again, what the heck? I think everything.
If we see prices like that again, we're gonna watch some Bitcoin miners get shaken out.
I'm about to just become a Bitcoin maxi again, and just some of the projects I believe in that show revenue and show cash flow, and then I like the team, sure, I'll hold some, won't be against it. But I think, the days of sort of gambling on some of these and trying to get in early, and everyone promising the world during the bear markets, these days to me are long gone in my methods of going in. Sure, some of these are going to produce, and sure, some emerging technology is always going to come out. There's going to be the rare one, but I feel that Bitcoin has always been solid from day one, has always been leading, and I think that we're a long ways away from the whole sector being like, oh, what is there something better to Bitcoin, right? Mm-hmm. So I think everyone's still got to get into that, and there's still got many years that is the driving and leading force. So I'm looking more at making my portfolio, to be honest, more Bitcoin heavy. So if we get that drop down that low, then that cash on the side is going into Bitcoin for sure.
Fair enough. Yeah. Good, sir. Makes sense, ultimately.
You know what? I wish action would show up just for the last minute so that we could rug him.
No.
No, Action's hard at work, or at least he better be. I'm going to harass him after this. But no, he's getting some stuff done, and some cool videos actually I think he's working on
the way. They are on the way.
Yeah, they will be released, and it should be good. It'll show that awesome Quai event with Kraken and Tron, It was a sick night, so lots of good footage there. He's going to be coming out.
Oh yeah, did you know we have a hard stop at 1 p.m.?
Hey, what's up?
This is
But it's
Zach.
not something Genzio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a
I don't
house.
even know if you do not understand. Ladies and gentlemen.
We're back at the Genzio Media House.
Oswald, thanks so much for joining us today.